South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program, coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard and the South Point Streaming Network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show, as well as all of you listening to us on our anchor radio station running around town on this beautiful morning here in the gaming capital, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and of course all our websites and the phone apps, the apps that you can get for your devices, your iPhone, Androids, and Google phones, and of course anywhere you get your podcasting as well. You know there's plenty of platforms out there to get us, and however you get us, whenever you get us, welcome to the Race Day Show for this Friday as we roll through the big Breeders' Cup win and you're in weekend. Oh boy, 15 Breeders' Cup win and you're in races are left. Today, 5 of them will be decided. Tomorrow, 8 of them will be decided. And on Sunday, the last 2 will be decided. And we'll have 15 horses, winners, that will be eligible to go to the Breeders' Cup, courtesy of the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In victories. And we welcome you to the show. And, of course, today is opening day at Keeneland in their fall meet. They loaded up all the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In races early on this weekend, the first weekend at Keeneland, because after all, as you can see behind us, there's only 27 days left until the Breeders' Cup. 27 days until the Breeders' Cup. My goodness. Woof, boy, is it rolling along. Don't forget about all that Breeders' Cup stuff we have happening here at the South Point. If you are not going to the Breeders' Cup and spending all that money to get down to Del Mar and see it live, the next best thing is here in Las Vegas at the South Point. Big ballroom will be open Friday and Saturday with all the amenities that include the big banquet tables, the big screen TVs, the betting windows, the kiosk windows. On Saturday, there'll be giveaways as well. And, of course, we'll be there, myself, John Lindo, and Jonathan Hardoon. So stop by our table and say hi. We'd love to see you. You've been watching us every morning. We'd love to see you as well. And, of course, on Friday night, the night before, and the first day, the Breeders' Cup Future Stars Day of Racing, after that's done on that Friday, the 31st of October, which just happens to be Halloween. Yeah. At 6 o'clock that night in the Grandview Lounge, we'll be having our annual Breeders' Cup seminar. Myself, John Lindo, and, of course, Jonathan Hardoon. We'll take a look at what happened on that Friday and, of course, take a look at the Saturday races, the big Saturday divisional races. And, of course, the big ballroom will be open Friday and Saturday. All the great stuff happening, including food and beverage discounts. It's a great thing to do. It's all free except for your first bet and if you want to buy something to eat at a discount price. Free, right here, including parking your car to get here. So make sure you stop on by here and be part of the Breeders' Cup celebration here at the South Point. If you're coming in from out of town, get those rooms. I mean, call up and get those rooms right now because they're going fast. They have a big bingo extravaganza that weekend also on property. So if your significant other likes to play bingo, you can hit a home run and be the first winner by getting her in the big bingo bonanza here as well. So bingo and Breeders' Cup that weekend, 27 days away. All righty. So what happened yesterday? Well, we only had some racing at Aqueduct. By the way, today, I want to remind everybody out there, if you get Jerry J's Power Pages, I'm sure you have been notified already by Jerry, but in case you haven't, Jerry does not have any Power Pages for today. No Power Pages for today. He'll be back with us, and the Power Pages will be rolling again for tomorrow. In the meantime, though, we do have Jonathan Hardoon back with us, and he's going to take a look at those 5 Breeders' Cup winning your in races today with me a little bit later on. But taking a look at what happened yesterday at Belmont at Aqueduct, I should say. Remember, they had a carryover in the Pick 6. And so let's take a look. Well, the top-priced winner yesterday was the last race winner, paying $36.24. That was Rudy Rodriguez trained and Ruben Silveira ridden FIFA La Fume, $36.24. Mark Casse had a couple of wins yesterday as a trainer, as well as Mike Maker. Casse won back-to-back races. He won the third race with Flavien Prat at $8.06, I should say. And he won the sixth race, which happened to be the matron for 2-year-olds. It was the Grade 3 matron stakes for 2-year-old fillies, I should say, on the turf. 2-year-old fillies on the turf. The winner there was Final Accord. Junior Alvarado riding for Mark Casse. Casse getting a back-to-back win. So Final Accord wins the matron, paying $13.76, outrunning Royal Testament and Should Have, who finished third. And then Mike Maker got his second win of the day with the sixth race, and Dylan Davis paying $3.18. Junior Alvarado got his second win of the day for Belmont in the seventh race, paying $7.40, and that was Rich Ang's selection on the show. Richie came up big yesterday. Not only did he give us a winner at Aqueduct, but you remember he picked the San Francisco 49ers to win the Thursday night football game. They were, by the time the betting closed, they were an 8.5-point underdog in the race. They won flat out. And remember what Richie tells you, when you're betting a big underdog like that in football, always sprinkle a little money on the money line. If you did that, you got $36 for every $10 you bet on that. So Richie came up big. He won the seventh race, of course, with Immerstitude, paying $7.40. Mott and Alvarado together there again. Pick six paid $26,155.17, and that's what happened yesterday at Aqueduct. Want to remind everybody that with today's racing form, the daily racing form, today's daily racing form, they are starting with the rundown in all of the Breeders' Cup races. It's on pages 10 and 11. They break down every one of the Breeders' Cup races, both on the Friday and Saturday card, with the top contenders in there. You just if you just pull out those 2 pages, you'll get ready to start already taking a look at the horses that are heading for the Breeders' Cup races. The Breeders' Cup review starts in today's Friday daily racing form. I believe it'll be on every Friday now until, of course, Breeders' Cup Day. So make sure you do that. Want to congratulate jockey Arnaldo Bosachica. He won his 3,000th career race the other day, so congratulations to that jockey. And Victor Espinoza has been riding in Southern California, but, you know, he was convinced to come back and ride by Wesley Ward. He won a couple of races for Wesley Ward last spring at Keeneland, and so Espinoza is going to be riding at Keeneland for this meet. Victor Espinoza there at Keeneland, okay? Well, we've got a busy show. So I want to remind you that we'll have Jonathan Hardoon with us, Rich Eng and John Lindo, and, of course, your racing menu, all that good stuff, and taking a look at the 5 Breeders' Cup Winning Your In races yet to come starting today. Today's Breeders' Cup Winning Your In races all ahead on this Friday Race Day Las Vegas show, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday. Want to remind everybody that the weather here in Las Vegas is this type of the year weather. 74 degrees right now outside. We're going to get up to 87 today, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend here in Vegas. Fast, firm, and perfect, always in the book if you want to come out and join us. And taking a look at the weather around the country, as far as temperature is concerned, 84 degrees with some rain still in the area in Miami. You got New York, sunny and 75 degrees. What about that, huh? First couple of days of October, sunny and 75 in New York. Chicago's 89 degrees and sunny. And, of course, in Southern California, where Santa Anita will be running today, 75 degrees there. A little bit overcast, though, but it was 75 degrees there in Los Angeles. And, again, we're going to get up to 87. Phoenix, Arizona is still popping over 100. It's 101. It'll be 101 today in Phoenix, Arizona. As far as the precipitation is concerned, looks like it's going to be great all over the country. We might get a few clouds and maybe a little bit of rain that sprinkles here in Las Vegas a little bit later on in the day, but we don't have any live racing here, so that's okay. Like I said, always fast, firm, and perfect in the books. And as far as all those hurricanes that were along the in the Atlantic, they're all veering out after they've dumped some rain along the Atlantic coast, and they're all veering out into east into the Atlantic Ocean. So that's good news there. All right, let's get started with your racing menu for today. Reminding you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here playing the races here in Las Vegas with us today at the South Point, these will be the first post times rolled out in the books today. And if you're in the Pacific time zone, anywhere else out there, you're fine. If you're not, adjust to the Pacific time zone. Wherever you're in, tweak it out, and you won't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 9 races today. Their first post time at Laurel today with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $5,148 is set at 9:10. 9:10 first post at Laurel. Belterra Park is next. Belterra has 8 races. Their first post time is at 9:35. Gulfstream Park, 10 races today at Gulfstream. Their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover is $64,370. First post time at Gulfstream for 10 races is at 9:50. Then we get to Keeneland. As they say, racing is as it's meant to be. Well, Keeneland has an opening day today. First post time is 10 a.m. at Keeneland. 3 Breeders' Cup winning you're in races up for grabs, and they will come in order. 7th race is the $400,000 Phoenix Stakes, 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up, a field of 6 before scratches. World record is the 8-5 favorite there with Flavien Prat. 8th race is the $400,000 Grade 2 Jessamine for 2-year-old fillies at 1 16th on the turf. 14 are entered before scratches. The 2-1 favorite in there is Time to Dream with Irad Ortiz Jr. And then the 9th race is the $650,000 Grade 1 Alcibiades Stakes for 2-year-old fillies at 1 16th. 6 go to the post in this one. The huge 2-5 morning line favorite is Tommy Joe. She's got a record, though, to justify the 2-5 morning line there. Tommy Joe, John Velasquez aboard for that one. That's the 9th race on the card. 10 races overall today at Keeneland's opening day, and a first post time of 10 a.m. 10 a.m. at Keeneland. Then we go to Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct has 9 races today. They have 2 Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races, and they will roll out like this. 6th race is the Futurity for 2-year-olds on the outer turf course at 6 furlongs. 8 go to the post before scratches, and the 5-2 favorite there is Outfielder with Frankie Dettori aboard. A couple of races later, the 8th race will be the Pilgrim for 2-year-olds on the inner turf at 1 16th. There are 11 entered there, and Bodas is the 2-1 favorite with Manny Franco aboard. Belmont at Aqueduct, 2 Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races up for grabs, 9 races overall at Belmont at Aqueduct, and a first post time of 10:10 today. Then we get to Santa Anita. Santa Anita has 9 races today. They'll be stacking up their Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races over the next 2 days. None today, just 9 races at Santa Anita, and a first post time there at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Woodbine, north of the border, they have 7 races today at Woodbine. Their first post time is at 1:30 at Woodbine. Charlestown has 8 races. Charlestown has a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $4,479. First post time is at 4 p.m. Remington Park. Well, let's get to Monmouth first, though. Monmouth at Meadowlands. That means they're running at the Meadowlands. It's the Monmouth meet, though, I guess. Their little meet they got there. And since there's harness racing there, of course, they're not using the main track. They're all 6 turf races today. Monmouth at the Meadowlands, 6 turf races. First post time there is at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock there. And Remington Park, their 9-race card is also at 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. at Remington. By the way, Woodbine does have 2 carryovers today. Their pick 6 jackpot is $20,170. And their Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $22,161 there. That's your menu for today, but we'll be concentrating on Keeneland and on Belmont at Aqueduct, and then later on at Santa Anita. Let's bring in Jonathan Hardoon. Welcome back, Jonathan.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. We start with the big trek of 15 Breeders' Cup winning your in races this week, and 5 of them are today. Taking a look at them, I guess we can go to Belmont at Aqueduct first. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay. The Futurity is for 2-year-olds on the turf course, the outer turf course. The Futurity at 6 furlongs. It's the 6th race on the card, and 8 are entered in that race. It looks like a pretty wide open event, but the outfielder is the 5-2 favorite with Frankie Dettori.
Well, you have 2 late scratches, Ralph. Number 1, outfielder comes out, and number 8, no pressure comes out, leaves a field of 6. I was giving this race out as one of our official radio plays, and I'm going to stick with it. I like the number 3 horse in here, Intricate Spirit, the 2-year-old called from the Miguel Clement barn. 2 career starts, and he ran very, very well in both of them. Joel Rosario aboard to ride. Obviously, we're going to get less than the 4-1 that he was listed at with the late scratch of the 1 outfielder, but I still like number 3, Intricate Spirit, as my top selection.
And that is also your selection on the official selection on the Race Day show is in that race. Number 3, Intricate Spirit. Joel Rosario, and when Rosario and Clement get together, it's usually pretty good stuff.
Yeah, and he's ridden this horse in both of his first 2 starts, so he certainly knows the horse.
Now, this race obviously will be a Breeders' Cup win entry into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. But that's the 6th race on the card. Now, the 8th race is the Pilgrim. This is for the 2-year-olds on the inner turf course. And this also will be, I guess, a race that will produce a horse for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. There were 11 in that race. I did get just finally got the late scratches here. The 10 Repentless is out. The 10 Repentless is out. 8-1 on the morning line. But the favorite there, number 4, Bodas at 2-1 with Manny Franco aboard is the favorite still there in the Pilgrim.
Well, this horse ran very well first time out for Clement, who usually doesn't win with first-time starters. Back at Saratoga on August 23rd, Flavian Pratt rode that day, and this horse took all the money. They bet him down to the favorite. I guess the word was out, and if he runs anywhere near that race, he's going to be very tough to beat.
And that is Miguel Clement, trainee, but Manny Franco gets the mount there. Now, Clement's number 1 guy is Joel Rosario. As we know, he's going to ride the 2-year-old in the other race, but Rosario has a mount in this race. Let's Be Frank, which is 10-1 on the morning line. How's he look?
Well, Katie Davis rode that horse first time out. They're switching to Rosario. Pratt rode Bodas first time out, and he's riding, I guess, in Keeneland today. So they gave the mount to Franco, and who knows what goes on behind the scenes. But the 4 ran much faster than. Bodas ran much faster than Let's Be Frank after, they both had 1 start. And not only that, but Bodas did it going long, and not easy to win first time out at Saratoga with those sharp turns, where Let's Be Frank did it sprinting. So Bodas gets the edge, and deservedly so.
So you're just going to be frank and say that Let's Be Frank is not as good as the 4, right?
Sometimes you got to take what they give you, Ralph.
Well, not only that, but both of these races are on the turf for 2-year-olds. And so, therefore, if Rosario is riding the Clement horse that you like in the Futurity and Intricate Spirit, and that horse runs well, and even if his other horse, Modus, wins this race, he can't ride two horses in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. So it looks like they're setting him up to ride Intricate Spirit in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Should they both win, or should they both run well?
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember, the Futurity is sprinting at 6 furlongs. The other race is a mile and a 16th.
Yeah.
Just pointing it out.
Yeah, and but they're both races that will probably produce horses that will get into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf if they choose to do so. All right, it's opening day at Keeneland, and Keeneland always has these really neat boutique meets that happen in the springtime just before the Derby and the Triple Crown, and in the fall just before the Breeders' Cup Championship. And Keeneland's Breeders' Cup Winning Your In races, and they've got quite a few of them. They're all jammed up into the first weekend. So we're going to have a big Breeders' Cup Winning Your In day tomorrow at Keeneland, as well as today. They got 3 Breeders' Cup Winning Your In races on this opening day Friday at Keeneland. And the first, they'll go out in order, the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The 7th race is the Phoenix. It's a grade 2 at 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up. I don't have any early scratches, just in case you do, that's fine, but I don't have any yet. And in this race, the 6 are in it, and number 4, World Record, is the 8-5 morning line favorite with Flavien Prat aboard.
Yeah, and I would try to beat that horse today, along with Skelly. I think Skelly's lost a step, but it is his second start back off of a layoff for trainer Steve Asmussen, but he didn't run well last time at all. I know he finished 3rd that day, but he really had no excuse. I was between 2 horses, number 2, What You Talking About, and number 5, Nakatomi. I gave the edge to the 5, Nakatomi, because it's Wesley Ward and it's Keeneland, and he's stabled there. And his horses always run well. He points for the meet, and the horse has had success over this track in the past. I like 5-2, a little 2-5 in today's Phoenix. It's a grade 2 event with only 6 horses.
All right, so you like the 5 Nakatomi, and you're going to put him with the 2 What You Talking About, right?
Correct.
And you're going to leave both Skelly and World Record to battle for minor awards.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now we move to the 8th race, the Jessamine, however you pronounce it, for 2-year-old fillies at a mile and 16th on the turf. This will be a race, of course, that will produce a horse that will probably go in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies on the turf, the Breeders' Cup Turf Juvenile Fillies. And it's a full field of 14. We don't have any early scratches yet, but it's a full field of 14. And Time to Dream is the 2-1 morning line favorite with Ired Ortiz Jr. and breaks from post 12 at a mile and 16th on that turf course at Keeneland. Man, that's a tough go.
Not an easy post position, and you don't want to take a short price breaking from there. By the way, 12 will go because the 13 and 14 are both also eligible, right, and they need some help to get in. So, but you will have the field of 12. I like the 2-horse in here, Mackinac, 2-year-old filly from the George Arnold barn. And this trainer is usually very conservative. He takes time with his horses. He lets them develop. But this horse has 2 races already, and she's actually run very well in both of them. She's listed at 9-2 on the morning line. Louis Sayers takes the mount. I like number 2, Mackinac, to win the 8th race, the Jessamine Stakes out at Keeneland.
Now, this race is going to have a full field, no doubt. And, I think in the end, because it looks like there's 2-year-old fillies and they don't have a lot of past performances to them. So I think the trip is going to be really paramount in who wins this race. So there could be some long shots to mix it up as far as the exotics are concerned. I took a little look at the 8-horse Loveliest at 15-1 with Tyler Gaffleone, who knows how to ride that Keeneland racecourse.
He certainly does. And you're right, Ralph. When you're dealing with lightly raced 2-year-olds, horses jump up in their second and third start, without you see it coming. Mm-hmm. Who knows who's squeezed early. Trainers take their time. Everybody has their different ways of training. Mm-hmm. And again, when you're dealing with 2-year-olds and lightly raced horses, nothing really means much, to be honest with you. The horses have a right to improve dramatically in their second and third start, and a lot of them do.
Did you take a look at Loveliest? How's she shape up, do you think?
Well, she's a little slow on the figures, but she would have to improve. But her last race was at Kentucky Downs, so not all horses run well there. And, she was breaking from the rail that day in a field of 10. She did have some trouble at the start. Actually, but both of her first two races, she broke from inside post. She finally gets an outside post. But around 2 turns here, you probably would have been better off staying inside, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, it's post 8, which is not as bad as 12
Not
or 14.
As bad as 12.
Yeah, that's right. In any case,
you're going to get 20-1 on your horse, so if you like them, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to put in that horse in there with the gimmicks. But I can say one thing about this race. This race, with that late pick 5, this race and the last race, I think, are going to be races that you can really look around for a price to really make the late pick 5 happen. All right, the 9th race is the feature of the features and the 3rd Breeders' Cup winning race today at Keeneland. It's the $650,000 Grade 1 Alcibiades for 2-year-old fillies at 1 16 miles. This race will, of course, produce a horse that's eligible or wants to go in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies on the dirt. There are only 6 in this race. It's a 6-pack. But the big favorite at 2 to 5 is Tommy Joe with John Velazquez, and we all remember what this filly did at Saratoga.
Yeah, well, she was 2 for 2 at Saratoga, and Fletcher. Listen, he ran her at 6 first time out. He stretched her out to 7 in career start number 2, and now he's going to stretch her out to 2 turns for the first time in career start number 3. The horse is bred top and bottom to handle the distance. The horse has run super in both of her first 2 tries. I don't think anyone in this field is going to beat her, but if you don't want to bet a 2 to 5 shot, well, then sit back and watch the race because she is the most likely winner.
And, when you're talking about the late pick 5 and the late pick 4, it's always nice to get to a race that you can have a singleton in, especially when you got, randomness that might happen in the race before and the race after.
Chaos could definitely happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't like singling a 2 to 5 shot because you're doing whatever the rest of the world is doing. You'd like to single a price horse if you can, but sometimes you just have to take what they give.
Well, not only that, but that race there, if you single the favorite, just like everybody else, all you're trying to get is get through that race to look for prices on either side. And so the Alcibiades goes through Tommy Joe, that's for sure. Now that is the look at the 5 Breeders' Cup winning you're in races today, but we're gonna have quite a few tomorrow, and of course you'll be with us for that. By the way, today, when people look at the satellite signal, the simulcast signal, and for those of you who are lucky enough to be in the area and go to Keeneland, that new paddock is now done, so they're going to have that new paddock configuration there. And also, another thing that's happening today at Keeneland is, and they tried this in Chicago, I know, but at Keeneland, if you are at the track at Keeneland and you're betting at the track at Keeneland, the show bets bet at the track at Keeneland will have a bonus percentage. In other words, if the horse, let's say, pays $2.60 for us in simulcasting world, you might get $2.80 or $3 on the show at the track if you're at the track betting there. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but they are having a bonus for the show bets at the track.
It actually, Ralph, it's a very smart thing to do. Why not reward the players that come out to the track?
Yeah.
Why not? Give them something extra for coming out. It could only help handle, it could help attendance, and it helps the player.
Yeah, and it's in the show pool, which kind of attracts the new players in there. You want the new players to get. You want the new players to cash. You want them to have the feeling of winning.
Exactly.
And that's the way to do it. That's for sure. And of course, if you're looking at Keeneland and what goes on at that racetrack, the spring meet, there was no really surprises. Jose Ortiz, Luis Saez, and Flavian Pratt were the key jockeys there in all the categories: dirt, turf, and overall there at Keeneland, and they're all back for the races.
Fantastic characters.
Yes.
Nothing surprising. No new surprises.
No new surprises except for Vince Chaminade. He had his return on investment, since he didn't ride a lot of horses there, was really way up there. But for the guys who ride day in and day out, it's those 3. All right. Do you have a play for us anywhere else?
Yeah, we're going to look at Santa Anita, look at race number 8, 6 furlongs on the main track. And I like the number 7 horse in here, Coach Cronin, A 5-year-old gelding who was claimed last time out by trainer Mark Glad. He doesn't claim a lot of horses, Ralph. When he claims a horse, you got to pay attention. I like the rider switch to Kazuchi Kimura. I like the barn switch to Mark Glad. 9-2 on the morning line. Number 7, Coach Cronin wins today's 8th race out at Santa Anita.
All right, your official play at Santa Anita today in the 8th race, Coach Cronin. The 7 in the 8th race, Coach Cronin at Santa Anita. You have full handicapping sheets for Santa Anita, Aqueduct, and opening day at Keeneland. Where?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
You got it, my man. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, we continue on this Friday race day show as the horses continue to train around the country in the morning hours. And when we come back, we'll have Rich Eng, who gave us a nice pick yesterday in the NFL and a nice pick at the racetrack as well. We hope he can do the same today. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
Alrighty, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Friday, wrapping it up for a big weekend at both Santa Anita, Keeneland, and Belmont at Aqueduct. And now we go out to Rich Eng standing by, who gave us a nice win yesterday in the Thursday night football game when he took the underdog that went up to as much as a 9-point underdog, closed around 8.5-point underdog. The San Francisco 49ers in overtime beat the Los Angeles Raiders at Los Angeles by a field goal. Good morning, Richie.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. And, you know, if you watched the broadcast on Prime Video last night with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, when they did the panorama, the camera panorama of the SoFi Stadium, it was almost all red, Ralph. There must have been 75% 49er fans in the SoFi Stadium. And the 49ers obviously that were well prepared by Kyle Shanahan. The great game by Mac Jones with the game plan. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and I know they had to hang on by their fingernails, Ralph. But hey, it's just like a horse race. They don't ask you, by how many, but how many. They won on the field, and that goal line stand really stopped the kid at on 4th and 1. Yeah. Huge play. They definitely deserved to win.
And the fumble down there too helped a lot. I will say this: I did watch the telecast on Prime. I got to tell you, and this is kind of a criticism, but I still like his broadcasting. Herbstreit, at the beginning of the show, these guys and all the analysts were just sitting there saying that they hope that San Francisco didn't get knocked out completely. They gave him no chance, and they gave him no respect. And as the game went on, you could see Herbstreit started to change his tune about the number one defense, the Los Angeles Rams, and et cetera. So could have been a little bit more balanced. I know they were trying to make a good broadcast out of it since they were a big underdog, but they won in one of the biggest surprises, I think, this year in football with all of the backups, and that quarterback was very impressive for San Francisco.
Yeah, the thing with Mac Jones, his backstory is during the year that he was drafted, um, there was a discussion out of the 49ers and the fact that the coach Shanahan wanted to draft Mac Jones as the number one quarterback pick for the 49ers, and he was overruled by the general manager, John Lynch, who liked a kid called Trey Lance. So they traded up in the draft to get Trey Lance, and Mac Jones got drafted first round by the Patriots. And Jones had a pretty good first couple of years, but then his play fell apart. And I think Shanahan was thrilled to be able to get this kid back and into his system because he's always liked Mac Jones.
Yeah, he had good instincts about that. That's for sure. A lot of backup players, a lot of guys injured, and the Rams had key guys injured too. But it turned out to be a very good game from a game that a lot of experts thought would be a boring game. That's for sure. Anyway, I remember, and you did it yesterday as well. You always tell people that if you're going to bet an underdog like that, always sprinkle a little money on the money line. If you did that, for every $10, you got 36 back. That's a pretty good deal on football.
Yeah, you know what? When you sprinkle a little on the money line on an underdog and it comes in, it's like gravy at the Thanksgiving Day dinner. Yeah, right. The gravy makes the turkey taste even better.
Yeah, it's a big bonus, that's for sure. Hey, you have full sheets for Santa Anita and Keeneland today?
Yes, I have 2 sheets today for my subscribers and anybody who wants to buy it for a daily basis. And yeah, it's a good Keeneland card, but the only caveat I'll say on opening day is be careful early because, at the Keeneland meet, the purses are high. It's only 16 days. You get horses coming from easily a half a dozen racetracks, all coming together, and you can get chaotic results early on. So just be a little careful. That's all.
Well, not to mention that, but in that short meet, and they're coming in from all over the place. They're not waiting to give a horse a race. They're ready to run and win when they get there and enter at Keeneland. 5 big Breeders' Cup winning or in races today. 3 of them at Keeneland. Do you have any thoughts about any one of those 3 Breeders' Cup races?
Well, one of my picks is going to be out of those stakes races. I know it's a short price, but next to Tommy Joe, I think surest type winner. Race 7 is the Phoenix 6 furlong sprint. I know Jonathan likes the number 5 Nakatomi, who certainly is a dangerous foe. Wesley Ward always points for this meet, and this horse has multiple wins at Keeneland. But the horse I like is the number 4 World Record, Flavion Pratt riding for Rudolph Brissett. One of the angles I like long term for this horse, he sent this horse out to Del Mar to run in the Bing Crosby. Yeah. The horse went off as the favorite in the Bing Crosby and disappointed. He rallied late, but too late for third, and now has been given time off. This is the horse's prep race for the Breeders' Cup Sprint. I think Brissett's a heck of a trainer. Pratt, obviously, a heck of a jockey. I think I like this horse a lot in this spot and to move forward to the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
All right, and not only that, but running that race down at Del Mar and coming in late through the stretch will probably give them a good barometer of how they got to run in the Breeders' Cup Sprint at Del Mar when it really counts. So today, in the Phoenix Stakes at Keeneland, in the 7th race, you like the 4 world record, you like in the 7th race at Keeneland. And, of course, we'll take your Santa Anita pick, too.
Yeah, let's go to race number 6. It's maiden claiming 20, and a horse who's dropping from maiden special right down to the floor is the number 4, Bally Hooligan, 5-2 in the morning line. Mark Ladd using Abel Lescano. He's also putting blinkers on, Ralph. So to me, that's a go sign in more ways than one. 4, Bally Hooligan in the 6th.
6th race at Santa Anita, maiden claimer. For 3 to 5-year-old maiden claimers at a mile and an overflow field in that one. You like the 4 Bally Hooligan, number 4 Bally Hooligan with Abel Lescano aboard in the 6th race. The 4 horses, your key at Santa Anita. And again, he has a full sheet for both Keeneland and Santa Anita right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Richie, for the winners yesterday. Let's keep the mojo going, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up with John Lindo. Jerry's not with us today, but John sure is from Southern California, looking ahead to this big weekend of Breeders' Cup winning your in races at Santa Anita. And, of course, today's Santa Anita card as well. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Join Jeff Parles and Alex White.
One of my favorite plays here is getting 2 touchdowns with Florida State.
Even though the total's been batted down a little bit, I still think it's okay to go under.
Chris Andrews and Vinny Magliulo.
I don't think this is a great Kansas City team. I think the Chargers win this game.
All right.
If you see a hook here, it's not going to last long.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Are we sure either of these quarterbacks are good?
Hell no, we're not sure.
Bet your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming live on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Well, you saw the commercial Football Frenzy today at noon right here where you're watching us now on the streaming at the South Point Streaming Network. It's a show that is a must if you're going to play or watch football over the weekend, that's for sure. And those handicappers, Chris Andrews, Vinny Magliulo, and others, they'll also be putting on their cap of handicapping horses when it comes to the Breeders' Cup for our Breeders' Cup special. They'll be with us as well to take a look at that big Breeders' Cup Classic and any other horses they might like, along with our handicappers. It'll all be on the Race Day Las Vegas Breeders' Cup special show on Thursday, October 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, only on the South Point Streaming Network at YouTube, right where you're watching now. But don't forget to watch Football Frenzy today at noon. All right, we're going out to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, it looks like it's, looking at that window behind you, it looks like it's a beautiful day there.
Oh, it's gorgeous this morning in Southern California. Good morning, Ralph. And by the way, I love that Football Frenzy show. I'll have it running here while I'm working. And I didn't realize how much I don't know about college football.
Well, all I can tell you is these guys do a hell of a job, that's for sure. And I'm sure that most of them lean towards San Francisco yesterday in the football game.
Well, the rivalries, you get that many points, it just makes sense. Yeah. But it was an interesting game.
It sure. Yes, it was. That's for sure. For both people who bet the underdog, for people who bet the underdog on the money line, and for people who bet the total as well. It was very interesting.
Well, you got to remember, us California guys, it's entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll keep that theme in mind. But in any case, we've got 5 Breeders' Cup winning your in races today, 2 at Aqueduct, but 3 of them are at Keeneland. And I know you're doing a Keeneland sheet as well. Taking a look at those races at Keeneland, your thoughts on the Phoenix, the first of the 3?
I'm in the side with Richie Yang. I think world record. This is his home course, and this is what he wants to do: sprint on dirt. He's drawn outside Skelly, which is good and bad. He can stalk the pace there, but you got to be careful because Skelly is a horse that likes to lug out, so he has to hope that he doesn't get carried too wide on the far turn, and he'll get the jump on the closers. I just think this is a home game for him, Flavien Prat. And Nakatomi also likes Keeneland as well. He's the late threat. I think it's world record at Nakatomi.
What about the Jasmine, which is on the turf for 2-year-old fillies at 1 mile and 16th? It's an overflow field, and the favorite draws post 8, Time to Dream.
She's in post 12. Excuse me.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's the 8th race, but post 12.
Right, and she really impressed me at Saratoga, the way she was settled for a 2-year-old, very mature. And she's got that turn of foot you want to see in a turf router. I'm going to assume that the Keeneland turf is going to be pretty firm after the warm weather this week in Kentucky. So I would think that we're going to get a good read as far as who runs well, will do well in Southern California in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf. If Time to Dream brings that form from New York, she's going to be tough to beat today.
And I'm sure that you like the horse that Jonathan kind of leaned towards in Mackinac as well.
Yes, absolutely. Mackinac ran super and no knocks and a lot better post number 2 where this horse can fall into a stalking trip. So again, I would not be surprised to see somebody jump up, but right now the leader in the clubhouse, I think by a clear margin, is Time to Dream.
And I'm sure Irad will try all his best to get a good trip out of that horse going into that
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, going in that first turn. The other jocks better hold their breath, that's for sure. All right, we get to the Alcibiades, the 2-year-old fillies at 1 16th. And boy, Tommy Joe just was so impressive in her races at Saratoga that you just can't get past those.
Well, it looks like they had trouble finding some competition for her. You've got, just horses coming off maiden wins or even trying different things here. And Tommy Joe, the way she won last time, she's got to prove she can go 2 turns. She's got to prove she can ship out of her, she's not running out of her own stall. But if she runs anything close to what she did at Saratoga, she's going to be awful tough to beat here. And she looks like a filly that wants 2 turns. Percy's Bar chased her home last time up at Saratoga, and she was about 8 lengths back. But this is her home track, and she trains here. She's running out of her stall. Maybe at 2 turns, she's got a good leg kick. Maybe she'll close the gap a little bit. But Tommy Joe is going to have to regress for the others to catch her.
Yes, and when you talk about 2-year-olds, as I talked with Jonathan Hardoon about, and you certainly as well, when you talk about the 2-year-olds, you're talking really about horses that can improve or jump up really in a fast fashion from one race to another because they're young and learning.
Well, absolutely, and they change overnight. They'll mature at different times, and you just look at Tommy Joe looks pretty polished for this early in the year for a 2-year-old, and that means the others have to come and get her.
It's absolutely. If she likes the track and ships well, should be almost a free bingo square there. But that's why they run the races. We get to Santa Anita today, and as we always do, I want to thank you so much on Sunday. Your suggested late pick 4 at Santa Anita for just a $20 layout came back and paid $189.80. Always get that Linda report and look for those suggested late pick 4s, both at Keeneland today and at Santa Anita. Full sheets, Linda reports, Santa Anita and Keeneland, available only in one place, and that's here at the South Point. In the gaming capital of the world, only one place, and that's here at the South Point Racebook. And it's free of charge, complimentary to the horse players because they love horse players here. All right, a quick look at the update of jock and trainer standings there.
Well, Juan Hernandez rode 4 winners at Santa Anita Sunday. He's the leading jockey. He's got 6 overall. Humberto Rispoli is right there with 5 wins. And then you have Hector Berrios and Armando Ayuso. They've each got 3 wins, again, 3 days into the meet. Phil D'Amato is your leading trainer. He's got 5 wins. Bob Baffert has 4, and then a few guys have 2, including Tim Yachtin, John Sadler, Jeff Mullins, and Richard Baltus. Again, just getting started at this meet.
No kidding. Just 3 days into the meet, and D'Amato's already been in the winner's circle 5 times, and Hernandez 6 times. That's pretty good work there. What about them favorites?
44.8%, almost 45% for the meet so far. And, with some of these favorites in small fields and some of these stakes races, I think the favorites are going to do okay this weekend, too.
I think I need some bicarbonate soda there. Or as the Italians...
or a 20-to-1 shot.
Yeah, or as the Italians would say, a little brioche, that's for sure. All right, well, you got 2 full sheets. We'll get a couple of picks.
All right, let's go to Keeneland first. And one bet, Ralph, at Keeneland that you ought to take a look at. The daily doubles there just have a 15% takeout.
Oh, wow.
And it's a $1 minimum. So, if you're looking for a player-friendly bet that maybe isn't offered other places, take a look at those rolling daily doubles at Keeneland.
All right, you got it, my man.
All right, let's go to race 6 at Keeneland. In the 6th race, number 2, Here the Queen. Got a feel for the Keeneland turf in April. That race has already produced 2 next out winners. Last time she came off a layoff, she won by 9 lengths. You've got a Rad Ortiz aboard here, a good inside post, post 2 with Brad Cox. 7-2 on the morning line. I think Here the Queen comes back running race 6 today at Keeneland.
All right, in the 6th race, an allowance race for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up at a mile on the turf, a full field there. Number 2, Hear the Queen for Brad Cox and Irad Ortiz Jr. get together on the 7-2 shot there. In the 6th race, the 2, Hear the Queen, getting the win in the 6th race at Keeneland. What about Santa Anita?
Let's go to race number 2 at Santa Anita. In the 2nd race, number 2, Invincible, has been claimed 3 straight times. This time it drops off a cliff off the last claim. This is for the Ryan Hansen stable. All the recent dirt races are good. This horse has been on the turf a lot, but the dirt races are actually a little bit better. Has enough speed to stalk the pace from the inside. I just think they're dropping for a money run here, and it catches a pretty soft field. If you can get the 3-1, that's a very fair price for number 2, Invincible, race number 2, Santa Anita.
Well, I hope he lives up to his name. In the 2nd race, number 2, Invincible, the 2 with Tyler Bays at 6 furlongs in the 2nd race today at Santa Anita, the 2 horse. John Lindo's pick. Don't forget John Lindo's Lindo report, a full Lindo report for all the selections in each of the races, suggested late pick for all the goodie information that we talk about as well. And, of course, full sheets both for Santa Anita and for Keeneland today. The Lindo reports available here at the South Point. And, again, complimentary, free of charge. And the only place you can get them in the gaming capital here, too, is right here at the South Point. So want to make mention of that. It's going to be a fun weekend, Jonathan and John, a really fun weekend for our handicappers, that's for sure. And we've only just begun. More Breeders' Cup winning and run races tomorrow and Sunday. So in the meantime, we'll get started by rolling into the Friday action. And John, we're deputizing you to say the one last thing on the show.
Have a great race day, everybody.